Oh. Masechet Yevamot Daf 109A1. We're just going to start from 109B, 108B, sorry. The Mishnah, last line. If right now a person divorces his wife and then he brings her back, right? Sometimes I thought that we say that you don't make the same mistake twice, but this guy did. Yeah, and what happened was he died. And yeah. She's permitted to be Yavam. That means even though there was like death and everything, Muteret Yavam. Rabbi Rabbi Elazar says she's prohibited to the Yavam. The Gemara is going to explain obviously why. The same halacha applies if she's going to be Maresh the Yitoma. If a person divorces the Yitoma that was only in Isur, meaning only a marriage to Rabbanan, the Chzira, he brought her back. Muteret Yavam. Rabbi Elazar said Asur. Kitana sheisi Aviv Miktashav Ki Yitoma B'Chayav. A kitana that the father got her married off and then she got divorced is like a Yitoma B'Chayav. But if he brought her back, so then he dies. The Divrei Kol Asur Yavam. According to everybody, it's going to be Asur Yavam. Let's see the Gemara to explain this Mishnah. It sounds very interesting. Says the Gemara, Amar Eifa. Says Eifa. Eifa is the name of a rabbi. And he says like this. My Tama, Rabbi Elazar, what's the reasoning of the Rabbi Elazar? Rabbi Elazar says that she's going to be permitted to the Yibum, to the Yavam in both cases of the Mishnah. So he says, Hoy. Says one of the Gemara Kuftet Amudalef at the top, right? 109A on the top. Says Eifa, what's reasoning of Rabbi Elazar? Hoy v'amdalav sha'achat isura. Because since there was an isur, right, to the Yavam, one moment, she's a surah for him. Why? When the brother divorced the sister, meaning his wife, the brother divorced his wife. Can this woman now get married to the Yavam? It's not the Yavam, no. The brother. Can she get married to the Yavam, to the guy? Obviously not. It's called Grushat Achim. Grushat Achim means a person can never get married to his sister-in-law, right? Even though the brother got divorced from the sister-in-law. Grushat, no. If he dies without children, no. Without children. Says Rabbanan. Yeah, he says Rabbanan lefa. He says if so, Chalitza nemilotibai. One second. If you're going to tell me that the reasoning of Rabbi Elazar is why, because once a shacha b'surah there's no yibum, so therefore also don't do Chalitza. Why? Because if she's a surah to the Yavam, mideoraita, because of Grushat Achim, so then you don't even have to do Chalitza. Now, maybe you know what? In Achanam, she doesn't have to do Chalitza. Tanya, we learned in the Bright. They said in the same of Rabbi Elazar. The same Rabbi Elazar of the Mishnah that says she has surah le'Yavam says choletzet. She has to do Chalitza. So the Ribono Shel Olam decide. Either she could do Yibum, right? Or if she cannot do Yibum as surah le'Yavam, so she doesn't even need to do Chalitza. So why does she have to do Chalitza then? Answers the Gemara, Ela Amar Eifa, says Eifa, Rabbi Elazar, you're right, I don't know the reason for Rabbi Elazar.
Isn't Chalitza stronger than Yibum?
Amar Abaye, one second, Amar Abaye. Hainu Tama, the Rabbi Elazar, the reasoning of Rabbi Elazar. So now remember, Eifa gave one reason. We asked the question against Eifa, so therefore he says, you're right, I don't know the reason. Amar Abaye, he says, you know what the reasoning of Rabbi Elazar is? Hainu Tama, Rabbi Elazar. The reason why is because Rabbi Elazar has a doubt. Iya mita mapelet or iya nisuin rishonim mapelet. What causes yibum? There's a chakira. What a chakira is? Chokear. You know what chokear is? Investigation. We have an investigation. What causes the yibum? Is it the death that causes the yibum, or the first marriage that causes the yibum? Right. So imita mapelet. If you're going to tell me it's death, so Aram Yakameh, the Yibum. So therefore, he died. She goes to do Yibum. But even these three Rishonim, this is going to be the first marriage. Amdalav Shachat Bisur. There's already Bisur. And therefore, since she was Asur to do Yibum, right? Because maybe the Nisrim and Rishonim are Pelim. So that's it. So because of that, because there's a doubt, you need to do Chalitza. So that's the answer of Abaye. Very simple. We have a doubt. Yeah, because of that he said. Oziel mitzad shtehem. You cannot do yibum because maybe it's the Nisuim Harishonim Gurmi, but you still have to do chalitza because maybe it's a mitah which is good. You have to do both lechumra. Okay. Yeah. Rabbi comes and he says, "Le'olam midi be'emet." I'm going to give you another explanation also from Rabbi Lazar. Right? Pshita le'Rabbi Lazar the mitah. I want to say be'emet because again, remember, if at the beginning wanted to say a svara, so they challenged him because you shouldn't need chalitza. So really, be'emet, Abaye answered up that question. You understand? Because really, be'emet, Abaye answered it up now. So now there's no challenge anymore because it's a beautiful explanation. And the Rava comes down and says, really, be'emet, what did you have in Abaye? Abaye had a chakira. What was a chakira? What makes the yibum? Death or the first marriage? Says Rava, for sure, according to Rabbi Lazar, it's a death. There's no doubt. However, though, Hakol bekin bekiddushin. Everybody knows about kiddushin. Ve'en hakol bekin b'chazara. But not everybody, right, is bekin in the chazara. And therefore, what is that? What does that mean? Right? That means everybody finds out about divorce. Why? It's juicy. It's gossip. Right? People love it. They hear, this couple, they got divorced. People, they like the juicy stuff. You understand? But now, if after a few months they get back together, that's juicy. You know what I'm saying? It's like okay. Like it doesn't make the front page anymore. You understand? The divorce makes the front page. So they go back together, it doesn't make the front page anymore. So therefore, what happens? So he comes and he says, if right now he's going to do boom, people are going to say this is grushat achim, and therefore it's and therefore he has to do chalitza. You understand? Because of it. Next, ask the Gemara. Right? Questions after this. I'm Adraba. The opposite. Chazara kevan diat batute itlekal. Says the Gemara, what are you talking about? You are talking about from the standpoint of what? Of like a lashon hara. Of that, this is juicy. Everybody, and not everyone knows about what? Not everybody knows about the other way around. Says the Gemara, the opposite. Chazara, the fact that she's with him, people see her with him. So means they know that they got back together. So therefore, there's a call. Answers the Gemara, what are you talking about? No. You know what happened? He took her back. Yeah, he took her back. And the same night that he took her back, he dropped dead. The same night that he took her back, he dropped dead. He died. So because of that, nobody knows about it. So he did take her back.
He's right.
But, right, he did take her back. But that's it. Okay? Fine. Ravashi. So therefore, that's the reason why, baby, you have to do chalitza and you cannot read it. Okay? Next.
Now and then he's right. If he drops dead.
Yeah? Next. Ravashi. Ravashi says, yeah? We're getting there, yeah? Ravashi said, I have another reason. Third reason. Remember, we had Efa. We pushed off Efa. We brought Abaye. We pushed off Abaye. We brought Rava. Right? We didn't push off Abaye. Sorry. We just brought Rava. And now we're bringing down Ravashi. Ravashi says, the reasoning of Rabbi Lazar, de gazar hane mishum yetoma bechaya av bechazia. Really, be'emet, there's no reason to prohibit, right? There's no reason to prohibit the first two cases, according to Rabbi Lazar. The first two cases, be'emet, should be permitted to do yibum 100%. How?
After the divorce,
right? After the divorce, when you're back, there should be no problem doing yibum. So what was the reason? It was a gizera. What was the gizera? Since in the third case of the Mishnah, that there we're talking about a kitana, that the father got her married. And there we said that, and then he died, right? The father married her off, and the divorced. One second, he divorced her, and then after divorcing her, he took her back again, and then he died. In that case, we said according to everybody, she's not allowed to get married to the Imam. So therefore, since in the third case it was assumed, the first two cases is also going to be assumed. Okay, that's what the Rabashi comes in. Says the Gemara, one second. Hachinami mistabra. This is also logical. Why is it logical? I'm going to get to the Shema now. Midiktani seifa, because since we learned in the seifa, Ketana sheisia avia v'nitgarsha. We learned in the last case of the Mishnah, a young girl, a minor, that the father got her married off, and then she got divorced. So she's like a yitoma b'chayav. She's like yitoma in the father's lifetime. So therefore, ichsira, right? If he brings her back, and then after he dies, according to everybody, what's the reason? Why then do we have to say obviously? Elalav, Akamashmanam comes teach you the Gazal Hanof Mishum Haish. It's all a gezerah. Therefore, since it was all a gezerah, that was the reasoning of Rabbi Elazar. Ravashi, learned it right in accordance to Ravashi. Modim Chachamim Rabbi Elazar bektana shensia avia mitgarsha. Chachamim were modim to Rabbi Elazar bektana that the father got married, she got divorced. So now she's a yitoma b'chayav. We already explained she's a yitoma b'chayav because the fact that the father cannot get her married again, so therefore she's like a yitoma. It's the fact that the father got her married off, that was the right. Once she gets divorced, that was a good get. So now she's like a yitoma. The father cannot do anything. He has no jurisdiction over her. Now, when the husband takes her back, that's like a dirabanan, right? So therefore, asura leyeva. She's going to be asura. The shegirushia girushim glurim. Because the girushim was 100% a girushim. Because it was chal min Torah. The en chazarata chazarakim. But the chazara is only din rabbanan. Okay, so therefore he says, "Bemet when you mean one of these words, shegirshak shikhtana, only if he divorced her when she was a ktana. Echzirak shikhtana, and he took her back when she was a ktana. But kirshak shikhtana, if he divorced her when she was a ktana, the echzirak shikdola, and he took her back when she was a gdola. Or inami the other way around. Echzirak shikhtana, he brought her back when she was a ktana. But gadla etzlo, she still now became a mitzvah. And now what happened is, he comes and he says, right, the gadla it's over now he dies, or he does chalitza or yibum. Because of Elazar they say, they do chalitza and not yibum. Which one?
No, why not yibum?
Because since the writer said at the beginning that Chachamim were modim Rabbi Elazar in the last case, so because of that, he went and he made a decree also in the other two cases as well. Okay, that was like, that means basically that was the time of Ravashi. Meaning this writer is going exactly like Ravashi. Because the writer is bringing down, first of all, the Chachamim modim to Rabbi Elazar, which was our safe of the Mishnah. And then afterwards, the Gemara says, about another two cases. What was that? She could do or chalitza or yibum. Comes Ravashi, Rabbi Elazar, and says, no, chalitza and not yibum. Why? Because of the previous. So this is kind of like a Ravashi, but it's because of Gezerah. Comes Rabbi and answers from Nasman. Asks Rabbi from Nasman, Sarataman. Okay, you're not allowed to do yibum, right, to any grusha that was machzik grushato. What about sarata? Ma, what's the lacha? Is she permitted to do yibum or not? So Elmaleh, he says, he go for gezerah. He says, remember that this woman in itself is already a gezerah, which means if you're going to come and you're going to tell me that she's a sulia bemet grusha gezerah, that's only by that woman. But now you're going to come and then you're going to tell me you're going to make a gezerah. So obviously, tzarata should be permitted to do yibum. So says the Gemara, it's a bright time of Furesh that Rabbi Elazar says that she also has to do chalitza. So he says, Ma, we know that it's not true. Why? Because you only do chalitza to one woman, not to both. You never do chalitza to two women. You only do it to one. But rather the explanation is, or he or her tzarata does chalitza. So says, no. Love tirutze kametarza. Taditzach, this is what you have to answer. He choletzet. The tzarata or choletzet. No. Really, bemet, this girl, that she was the ktana, machzik grushato, right, or any machzik grushato, not only the ktana, she has to do chalitza. But the tzarata, could do either chalitza or yibum. Why? Very simple. Because at the end of the day, I cannot make a gzera. If mitzad halacha, it was really permitted to do yibum to the machzir dushato. Okay, it was permitted to do yibum. And I mean, Gzera de Rabbanan, she's not allowed to. Why? Because of that she's like Yitoma v'chayavia. So if I make a Gzera there, I can't make it on Mitzvah as well. That I can't make it. So he says, I cannot do that. So he says, so the pshat is, she has to do chalitza, which is who? This girl, or Mazig Rushto, doesn't matter which one. Case of tzarata, or chalitza, or yibum. That's what the Gemara says. Mishnah towards the bottom of Kuftet Amudal. Shnei achim nisu mishtei achayot k'tonot. Yeah, here you have two brothers. They're married to two sisters. So the two sisters are k'tonot. Okay? Umet ba'ala shel ha'chamin. So one of the husbands dies. Halezu, right? The one that the husband died. Tetzeh mishum achot isha. So she doesn't have to even do no yibum, no chalitza. Achot isha. Yeah? Why? Because the brother-in-law cannot get married to her. It's a sister. It's the wife's sister. Yeah, so you can do it. You can do yibum. So there's no yibum. No, it's tarat el-bat. One of the first that we learned on Bet Amudan. V'chen shtei chereshot. The same halacha would apply to two sisters, which are chereshot, which are married to two brothers. Which means because even though the chereshet, the nisuin is only drabanan, because there's no dat. So therefore, if one of them dies, it's only surah chodisham drabanan. It's still going to be patur from the zikah of yibum. Okay, next please. Gedolah u'ktana. Gedolah u'ktana. Right? When we're talking about now, a gedolah u'ktana, we're talking about one of the sisters was older, and one of the sisters was, so one of the sisters is older, one of the sisters is younger. Met bala shel ktana. If right now the husband of the ktana dies, so tetzeh ktana, so therefore the ktana is going to go out, mishum achot isha. Met bala shel gedolah, but it's the met bala of the older one. So now there's going to be three different shitas. Shita number one, Rabbi says, melamdin et ktana shetamem bo. We teach the ktana to do miyum. Now, if she does miyum, so therefore he was never married to the ktana. If he was never married to the ktana, so then the gedolah is going to be permitted, and then he could do yibum. Yeah, that's number one.
Avoiding the marriage.
Rabbi says, Im miyanam, you're right. If she does it on her own, kol hakavod. But if not, tamtina chetadil. We have to wait until she becomes a gedolah. Now that she becomes gedolah, now it's nisuin doraita. And then the tetzeh lezu mishum achot isha. Then she goes out because of achot isha. Rabbi Yoshua, third shita says, Rabbi Yoshua omer, ilo alishto, ilo aleshet achiv. Whoa, it's like oy lo alishto, oy lo aleshet achiv. That they went in front of yibum to him because both of them are prohibited, and therefore there's no way, right, of getting, no way of doing nothing. Motzi et ishto beget. He has to divorce his own wife with a get. So now this guy, he lost out in everything. What? Yes, he lost out in everything. Why does he lose out in everything? Because at the end, woe to him, woe to his own wife, and woe to the brother. Right? Because now both of them are in front of him, and he cannot do anything. Right? The sister-in-law just fell in front of him to yibum. Now, technically speaking, he's not married to his wife. The marriage to his wife is the rabbanan. The sister-in-law is coming doraita to fall in front of him. So he cannot stay to his wife, he cannot stay to his sister-in-law. So he has to do a yibum to both. Yeah, yibum, sorry. He has to do divorce to the wife, and he has to do.
Okay.
Says the Gemara, Umishad, can you actually teach a ktana to do miyum to the husband? Remember, there was three shitot. One of the first shitot was teacher, milamdim et ktana shetamem. Says the Gemara, are you permitted to do that? Tatani bar kapara taught. Leolam yitbak adam bishlosha devarim, right? Vitrachek mishlosha devarim. אתה שומע? אני מקווה שאתה שומע. Yeah? He says here, a person should always cling to three things. And he's pushing himself away from three things. ידבק בשלושה דברים, בחליצה, בבת שלום, בהפרת נדרים. Number one, חליצה. Yeah? Do חליצה. What does that mean? Here it says that if a Yevamah does it, it's better to do chalitza, not yibum. We're going to say in the Gemara later. Number 2, havat shalom. Try to always bring shalom between a person and his friend. Always try to make peace. Yeah? Yeah, 100%. Uva farat nedarim. Farat nedarim. Doing a farat nedarim. Okay? Vitrachek mishlosha. Distance yourself from 3 things. What are the 3 things? Miyun. Don't teach miyun. Don't teach a little girl to come and renounce the marriage of her husband. Number 2, pikdonot. Don't take deposits to watch over. Right? Or minarevonot. Not being a security. Don't become a guarantor. Yeah? Don't be a guarantor. He says over here, don't be a guarantor. Why? Right? We're going to explain. Miyun, right? So basically the question was, here it says, don't teach miyun. Answers the Gemara, no. This miyun was the mitzvah shah. This miyun was for necessity of a mitzvah. Meaning, it wasn't just stumble you're teaching a girl to do miyun. Because that don't do. Here, she's doing miyun in order to do mitzvah, which is great. What is the mitzvah which is great? Yibum. So because of that, we do that. So says the Gemara, Gufa, 1 second, let's try to analyze this. Yeah, let's try to analyze this Gemara. The Gemara says, Tana v'kapara, Nolam b'kadam shadvarim chalitza. Right? What does that mean? Kabashou. It's going like Kabashou. Tana was going to write Kabashou. Akoneset, 1 second. Shwai, Abba Shaul Omer, Akoneset yimto l'shem noi, או לשם אישי, או לשם שום דבר אחר, כאילו פוגע בערווה. וקרוב בעיניי להיות עוולת ממזר. Which means that according to שיטת הבת שאול, which we do not paskin like הבת שאול, by the way, okay? That's because חכמים that argue on הבת שאול there says, no, מצוות ייבום קודמת למצוות חליצה, כך מובא גם במעידי וגם לאל בל"ט עמוד. And that's why I told you that that's how we were passing. The ייבום is stronger than חליצה, but according to שיטת הבת שאול, it's the opposite. חליצה זו שדורית. יש, מה מצווה? תביא ילדים או לא? לא, מה זה? אני לא care. Since the Gemara is saying that the Braita says that according to Bat Shaul, if somebody's going to get married to the Yevamah for whatever other reason, beauty, for having relations, for anything else, money, doesn't matter what it is. He's going with the Eshata, Adoraita. And therefore what happens? What was the second one? Avat Shalom. What is Avat Shalom? This is the Doraita. The pasuk says in Tehillim, "Bakesh Shalom v'rofeu." Always pursue peace. Yeah, Bakesh Shalom v'rofeu. Okay. The Kuftet Amubet. The Amar Biyavu. Right? It says to Biyavu, "Ati aredifa nedifa." He says there's a Ksera Shabbat redifa nedifa for Duchasmin. Tivach had written over Bakesh Shalom v'rofeu. Tivach had written over there. Right? So for the fact that it's written over here, that is kavod ba'olam hazeh, kach mevi shalom ben adam lechavero, he's going to be ochel perot schar v'nitzah ba'olam hazeh, the kenan is kayem l'olam ba. So therefore we learn from here that from this pasuk we're able to learn that you should always cling to shalom. Right? That mamash is the beauty of ahavat shalom. Next, yeah, ahavat shalom. Yeah, it's a nice name, no? Ahavat shalom. Fine. Shalom. Yeah, ahavat shalom. Okay. Ba'afarat nedarim, afarat nedarim like Rabbi Natan. The Tanya Rabbi Natan over in the says Rabbi Natan, Hanodel, anybody who makes a net that is kilu bara bama, it's like he built a bama. We know the bamot, the personal barbecues in the backyard, you know what I'm kaimon, if you're going to be mekayem them, kilu ikriv alea korban. It's like if you're going to be mekayem the net that you did, so then it's like kilu that you brought a korban. Now we say why? Dilma gadla mecharta. Why? Because maybe she's going to be migdal, she's going to get older. She's going to be mitcharet on shemina bebala. And therefore, because of that, that means after she already is a gdola and she gets married to somebody else, she's going to be mitcharetet, and then he achlauta, because now she's a surah to go back to her. Right? So because of that, so he says, there's going to become a go to the second marriage and everything. So it's a very big problem. Next, need a piktonot. Don't watch over, right, different securities. He says we're talking about a person should not accept upon himself to watch over things in that city. Why? Because what happens is that we're going to suspect he's going to go in and take his pikadon without the people are going to find out. And then he's going to ask for his pikadon, and they're not going to find it. And then he's going to pay twice. So because of that, he says, don't do this. Right? You understood the case. Basically, they're going to, he's always by you. So since he's always going to be by you, all of a sudden he's going to come, he's going to take it away. And then, where's my thing? He's going to look, I don't know. Well, you didn't take it. I didn't take it. And then he's going to charge him again. From the security. What's the security? What is Arvesh Shelition? Right? One bad is going to come upon another bad on people that they accept gerim. Right? Here we're talking about that people are trying to convince people to convert. Right? Or you accept the gerim immediately without pushing them off. Right? That means one bad after another bad. Right? Mamash, calamity after calamity. Or, right? So here in the footnote, he actually explains. He says, because, okay, there's many different reasons, but basically that's why he's saying that it's one bad after another bad. Okay, number two, Arvesh Shelition. What is Arvesh Shelition? You're not supposed to accept to become a guarantor. Right? Why? He says over here, Arev Zar. What is Arev Zar? So so he says, they're mixing up strangers within Israel. And they're saying also the same halacha would apply that you're becoming a guarantor and a stranger. Or you're being tokeh tatzmecha dvar halacha. What does that mean? He says over here, which one? Mekable gerim like Rabbi Chelbo. Are you listening? Says mekablim gerim is like Rabbi Chelbo. The Amar Rabbi Chelbo says Rabbi Chelbo. Kashim gerim l'Yisrael kesapachat ba'or. Gerim are bad to Bnei Israel like tzara, like leprosy to the skin. What does that mean? So therefore, if you come and you accept gerim, you get punished with one bad after another bad. Why? What? Yeah. Right? What does that mean? Why? Because, right, it's one bad after another bad. What is Arvesh Shelition? The Avdi Shelop Dots. What is Shelop Dots? The Malva is Govet Achov Min Ha'arev without going to the Loveh. Here we're talking about that you become, I don't know what it is, how they say that. It's called a Rev Kablan. I don't know how it is in English. Basically, it's a guarantor that I do not have to collect from the debt, the one that's in debt. I go straight to the guarantor. I go straight to the guarantor. So, for example, the Haki writes on me a house, right, $10 million. What happens right afterwards, right? They don't even have to go to me. They could go straight to him. They could go straight to him. You're the agent, and you go straight to him. It's like insurance. They don't need to anything. That's called an Aret Kablan. It's called an Aret Kablan. One second. What's the explanation of Tukei Atzmol Dvar Halacha? The time was learned to the right side. En lo Torah, en lo Torah. If somebody comes and he's going to say en lo Torah, yeah, en lo Torah. What does it mean en lo Torah, en lo Torah? It says that he's not learning Torah, right? She'eno lemed Torah, and en lo schal limud Torah. So he says that's somebody that's Tukei Atzmol Dvar Halacha. Okay, so he comes and he says, Shika. What are you talking about? It's obvious. If somebody comes and says that he's learning Torah, but he's not making the mitzvot, he only gets a schal limud Torah. However, though he says, obviously, it's also pshita, right? If somebody is going to learn but not making the mitzvot, obviously not going to get schal. He doesn't even get a Torah. Somebody's going to come and he's going to say, you know what? I want to learn, but I don't want to do it. I'm going to learn, but I'm not going to do nothing, nada. So not even schal limud. My time what's this? But Papa says, says, Ulmatem va'asitem. It's a pasuk in Devarim. Yeah? Ulmatem utam ushmetem la'asotam. So he says, Ulmatem va'asitem. So what does that mean? Because yeshno be'asiyah, yeshno be'limudah. Because yeshno be'asiyah, yeshno be'limidah. Which means, if you could do the actions, then you can learn it. If you do not do the actions, you don't learn it. So therefore, that's why it has to be that you're only, right? You're only getting it. If you want to say, yeah, he says, really, it's like we said at the beginning. If somebody comes and he says he's only learning Torah, but he's not doing the mitzvot, he only gets schal limud Torah. What are you talking about? He's saying he's teaching Torah to other people, and then they're doing the mitzvot. So I would have thought to say itle agra levitzvot. That maybe he gets also schar for doing the mitzvot for himself as well. Because his talmidim are doing mitzvot. Kamashmanan can see Rabbi say that he doesn't get the mitzvot, he doesn't get the schar of the mitzvot themselves. He only gets the schar of the limud Torah, none of the mitzvot. His students are doing mitzvot, but he himself is not doing mitzvot, so he himself does not get the reward. What happened was, here we're talking about a dayan, that there was a din that came in front of him, and he's being medamel liminta leminta, right? So that means he's comparing one halacha to another halacha. He's got a rabbi, and he can ask him. But he doesn't ask his rabbi. Tamar Rabbi Shmuel ben Nachmani Rabbi Yonatan. Says Rabbi Shmuel ben Nachmani Rabbi Yonatan. Lo'olam yidei dayan atzmo kilu cherem unacha lo b'milochotav. A dayan should always look at himself that he's got a sword in between his thighs. The geinam petucha lo mitachtav. Geinam is open up in front of him. Shneimar b'zeh in pasuk kinei mitlo shlishmo shligim misavlim v'yisrael. Right? What is pachad? Pachad of geinam shedome lelayla, which means that maybe he's going to make a mistake, and he's going to make a mistake in halacha. So this dayan would have asked his rabbi, so he wouldn't have made a mistake. But the fact that he didn't ask his rabbi, and he's being supportive of his own understanding, so he's going to make a mistake, and then he's going to get punished in this world, and also in the next world. That's why it's called tochkel. Okay? It says, if she did do new, and if not, you have to wait until she gets older, and then she does new, and then he goes up. So says the Gemara, comes Rabbi Eliezer from Rav, my time, he holds that the kiddushim of Ketana are depending, they're in the air. Mitlatalu, they're hanging. So when she gets older, now, right, the kiddushia is getting older as well. Now it's going to be chal doraita. Even though he didn't have relations at all afterwards. Right? So he says, does he have to have the relations again when she becomes old or not? The fact that she becomes of age, automatically it clicks in. And all of a sudden now she becomes married doraita. So Elmaleh comes and he says, I don't know the reason the women should be somebody old. Somebody's going to be Mekadesh Achot Yevama. Niftera Yevama, and the Yevama becomes Torah, the Alchala, and now she can go. So Iba'al, if he had relations, which means only if the Yevama had a relationship with his wife, for Kiddushin, once she became older, and then became Doraita, then it's true. Aval Lobal, but if he never had a relationship with her afterwards, no. Amar of Shishat says, Shishat, Amina Kinai Meshach Rav. I say that Rav was saying this when he was half asleep. He's half asleep. Why? The time was going to write it. Hamkadesh Ketana Kiddushia Tuim. My Tuim. What does it mean? If somebody's going to get married to Ketana, the Kiddushim are going to be Tuim. My doesn't mean Tuim. Lav Ki Gadla Ba'ada, not only the Tzorni is growing with him. He didn't have relations. Elmaleh Rav Nachman. Haminta the Ketana Mitzvah V'Kaima. No, it's really bad. It's standing. Iba'al Ini Lo Ba'al. If you have relations, yes, if not, no. The Amra Hu Adif Minai. Because she says to herself, my husband is better. Why? Because he could divorce me against my will. But I'm better than him because I could uproot it, and I could uproot it against his will as well. Which means here, both of them have a very strong power. Usually a husband could always divorce his wife against her will. Nowadays it's a problem, but once upon a time it used to be like that, right? But now here she could also do it against his will. New. So because of that, that's what he's saying. So according to this Pirush, it's actually good according to Shitat Rav that only if you have a relation with her, then she's Mekudesh and right. Rav and Rav holds Iba'al in Ilobalo. Vayitmar Rabbi was already stated. Ketana Shalom Yana Vigdila. If you have a Ketana Shalom Yana and she became older, right, and then she got married, Rav Amar, you don't need a get from the Shini. You do need a get from the Shini. My love, the Lobala, we don't have no Baal. So the man of the Baal, he did have a relation. We continue tomorrow.